in my mind, we're 18 to 24 months out before we can figure out that we've figured it out. You know, I mean, you just can't imagine, you can't wrap your head around 3 million people filing for unemployment last week alone, right? Like, you have restaurants that are laying off 1,400 of their 1,700 people. Like, maybe that restaurant comes back, but 40% of the restaurants or 50% of the restaurants aren't. Like, your favorite restaurant may never open again. You probably will never open again.
Which is remarkable when you look at, when you think about that, that number is massive. So,
yeah.
if you think 100 restaurants, right, 60 of them survive.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And well-known brands are going to disappear. Retail is going to be rewritten. And so listen, if you lay off 1,400 employees, and let's say you open up all your stores and you go hire 1,400 employees, you're going to take your core 700 that rocked, and then you're going to go replace those other 700 with the 700 best you can find, right? And those 700 are not employed anymore, and they're not going to find work because they need to go wait tables or wash dishes or whatever it is that they do in the kitchen, right? And so you start dominoing that out to every, like, listen, hospitality, like hotels are operating at maybe 30%. Like, what does that do for all their staff? What does it do for their lenders? What does it do for the marketing agencies that specialize in hospitality and their people? Like, you just trickle this thing out. And I mean, the tentacles of this, the long lasting reach of this, it's going to be, there's going to be some challenging times ahead. And I just can't believe that, in my mind, within 24 months that we're going to see, I don't think we're going to see this again that we have before this for a long period of time. And listen, these economic changes, they usually go in 8 to 10 year waves. We're on year 12, right? So, like, everybody was like, wow, it's going to happen in 2019. It's going to happen.
We hit the crest, and everybody's waiting for that wave to break.
And it just kept going.
Right, but nobody expected it to break this way.
No, there was no economic indicators that this was going to happen. That's what was throwing people off. Like, 2019, every smart person I know said 2019, it's going to happen. You know what? We just missed it. 2020, it's going to happen. Actually, you know what? 2021, it's going to happen. Because there was no there was no numbers to say there was nothing happening to say that this was going to go bad. What happened was this virus got us, right? And so whatever it is, it should have been every 10 years, we went 12. And so we're going to have a recession. There's going to be a period of time until we recover. And guess what? Around 2030, it's going to happen again. And so it's just how this world happens. It's just, so, I think getting used to the new, getting better. For me, this is my second time experiencing a downturn. I got caught in 08 and now I'm trying to navigate 20. And so for some, this is their third, fourth, and fifth, and they're seasoned veterans at this point. But I think the fortunate piece is, for like a lot of my guys in real estate that are working under me, this is their first one, right? And so a lot of them are insulated with they're new in the business, they're sitting on a little bit of cash, or they have small mortgages, or they have roommates. And so I'm like, hey guys, like, this is great. This is a great time for you to learn what's going on. And this is your first one. You're going to see 3 or 4 or 5 of these. So just be prepared for 30 and the next one and the next one. So I don't know. I know I went a little bit of a ramble there, but we have to adjust. I mean, this is what life is in our economy. It ebbs and flows. And so I think it's going to be, look, live lean. Don't be out of your means. Have a strategy in place to navigate through this. And even then you're going to get caught. So it's going to hurt, but hopefully you got some pieces in place where you don't lose everything. You're not super overextended. And unfortunately, I think a lot of Americans, we were already seeing high rates of auto default before this happened, which is kind of an indicator. Like, if you can't pay your car to get you to work, like, what's next, right? So, as Americans, we typically live above our means, and I think all of us are guilty of that to some degree. But it's a learning lesson. I'm glad we're going through it now when I'm in my 40s, so that when it happens in my 60s, I'm way more savvy and I don't lose it then and wiping down tables at McDonald's when I'm 60. I don't want to do that. So
right.
Trying to find the good in it.